girl is your power incarnate. But if you recall, Ishtaha, this is not how we intended for events to transpire.
Waste not your words. Your life is mine.
Let me... Watch out!
Allow me.
You've recovered. How can that...
Focus your efforts, Morax.
Rise!
Absorption test. Help!
This is order. Quake!
Animal test 6308. Nice and spicy.
Is once not enough? You would forsake me again?
If that is what you choose to believe, so be it. He who bears the weight of memory is destined to shoulder the burden of truth, as it ought to be.
Boba, get them!
Power that ended Haishan!
Nice and spicy.
Quake!
Fisher!
Crumble! Quake!
The enraged Earth will not absolve you!
We'll have order!
Boba, get them! Enhanced animal module 75.
Face me!
Crumble!
Stand clear. Out of the frying pan.
Quake!
Fate is upon you.
Shifting sands know not the mountain's permanence.
Rise!
Morax, you think you can destroy me?
Let me scry. Delve into death.
Crumble!
Stand clear.
Rise! This is order!
Shadows of fate. Let me scry.
Fisher!
Crumble!
Decided by destiny. Shadows of out of the frying pan into the fire.
Quake!
Absorption test.
No atonement for 1,000-year pain!
Don't break my gut.
Rise!
Face me!
Quake!
Stand clear. Boba, get them.
Rise! Quake! Nothing to fear.
Absorption test. Delve into death.
Order guide you.
Animal hypostasis emulation.
the second time.
You should call it by its name, Ashtaha.
Fate? Fate? So here lies the wisdom of the gods. Destroy all deemed redundant. Enlist tyrants to ravage the wilderness.
No. You have forgotten.
That voice!
Ashtaha.
Huh?
Morax. It's been a while.
You're...
Ashtaha. The very same.
During the battle, you imbued us with your power.
Yes. It was all I could manage. Forgive me for concealing the truth, traveler. There were things that only became clear to me upon reaching this tree. Allow me to elaborate. I am not Ashtaha the whole. Heaven and earth, yin and yang, opposing forces.
So there are...
No! It can't...
When the seal loosened, your power manifested in this world as a child. That's when it occurred to you. The loosening of the seal constituted an opportunity to strike back.
The audacity! Are you
I was another power awakened with the loosening of the seal. Too weak to reincarnate, I was barely conscious. I couldn't remember who I was. Only the past would elicit a
I had sensed that something was amiss when you mentioned Dragonfall. Had your power been but a little stronger, I would have recognized you.
Don't blame yourself. I have changed beyond all recognition. It's been so long. A secret beyond...
There would be no harm in it.
Ashtaha was once a friend and ally of the Geo-Archon Morax. With a lifespan far exceeding... The memories of rocks do not last long. Erosion ground Ashtaha. Now...
What would you expect?
This much is true. Which is why you attacked the chasm in the beginning, in order to open up new territory and increase production. The citizens of Liyue, erosion, made us even more sap. Morax shared with us some of his power, and so we became you. And from your will, I am your final contract. Witness the promise, but
No!
I am the remnants of Ashtaha's benevolence.
No! It is I, Ashtaha, forged of elemental crystal, bearer of the weight and memories.
Morax,
A lord over insects is nothing but...
you forgot yourself. That which you have forgotten, I hold here in my... All powers under heaven, rise and fall.
A star appears within the wild. Strange.
You are spent. And I, in the wilderness. Snow falls on a spring day.
No!
Perhaps it isn't.
More axe!
The little girl vanished!
Are you satisfied?
I had to make amends. So, Morax, you call yourself Zhongli these days?
I do.
Well,
As you please.
I never did forget your gift of sight.
I hardly lifted a finger. Think nothing of it.
And yet, you could see. You wouldn't know the yearning of a blind dragon, searching for the sun. A pair of eyes.
Your power is nearly... Shall we get going? You...
Surely the pressing matter is still...
Indeed. Hence the need to get going.
did we get here? We need to go back and check on the miners.
So there you are. My men and I found your clues and followed them straight here. We found Mao in a tent at the campsite unconscious. Huh?
Nothing. Pay it no mind.
Cave?
They're exhausted, but not in danger.
Right. Well, thank you, all of you.
So you're taking them back to Liyue Harbor?
That's right.
Can I come with you?
No problem. You rescued my men. I'll be...
Kunjun,
Not I. Once I'm gone, the true owner will accompany the miners back to Liyue. Kunju.
You always did have...
Curious how swords and daggers are blood.
Ashtaha. I am no longer the Geo Archon.
I consent.
Today I am just an ordinary citizen.
Even you met such a fate.
No matter. If that day comes to pass, Liyue must prepare.
And how will Liyue fare without Rex?
Even without a god above, this remains a nation of men. I was once their god. I ought to be here to witness their rise and fall.
All life is shaped and then ground away by the endless flow of time. You were always the strongest among us. Yet, it would seem that even you have been eroded. That's unimportant. Fate is ordained by heaven. You may live forever, doomed.
I do not pretend to match your
Were it not so,
You've brought a smile to my face.
that day in the chasm.
A heart of stone is a heart nonetheless. But I am the god of contracts, and was for a time a god of the people of Liyue.
You chose justice, but did not forsake your kindness.
The movements of the Earth Dragon can tremble the earth.
Hence, do not forget that I was there with Liyue's founder. The face may have changed, old friend. God of contracts. I hereby honor.
Thank you, Ashtaha.
My life is nigh on eternal. I will go on.
You're leaving?
If it is fated, Morax, we will meet again.
Yes. Don't be alarmed. In fact, we have yet to meet the... He was. Centuries may have passed since then.
In our last tale, Rex Lapis was walking alone in the mountains. He heard a remote voice, unlike any other, coming from a crack in the earth.
Most of the ancient geo life forms that live below Liyue are blind, having not seen the sunlight for an age.
The voice was sometimes sad and song-like. Other times it was loud and thunderous. The Lord of Geo searched here and there before finally unearthing a strange stone from the bedrock.
That's how Ashtaha was. I answered his wish and took him above ground.
The Lord of Geo took pity on the rock spirit and carved it into a magnificent work of craftsmanship, a vivid representation of a dragon.
I bestowed him with a pair of eyes to see the world and came to an agreement with him.
With his fingers, he made 2 eyes, quicker than words could tell. Lightning flashed and thunder roared, and a living, breathing dragon soared into the clouds.
I agreed to let him live among the people above ground. But if the day ever came when he brought ruin to order, he would once again be sealed in the dark.
The dragon accompanied the Lord of Geo, fighting campaigns alongside him in the 4 corners of the world. We have a saying to eulogize these events. The crash of a spear brought billowing dust. The mountains and waters made way at the sound. The sight of a dragon bestowed with a touch the promise of rainwater blessing the ground.
A 1,000 years ago, Azhdaha attacked the chasm. I tried to obstruct him, fighting him tooth and nail down the length and breadth of the mine. Finally, I brought him down and sealed him underground. During that battle, Dragonfall was born. Azhdaha could sense the stone. Subconsciously, he wanted to use it to find me. Despite being the victor, I could not claim to be stronger than he, and he was willing to be sealed away. But even I cannot avoid it. But the greater the power, the greater the danger erosion may bring up. Personally sealing away an old friend. People abandon and surrender the things they love to pursue the right path. Perhaps this is the erosion imposed on me by the heavenly principles, that I was a god of mankind. My identity may change, but my
You still can't.
call it. I must thank you both.
No worries.
Oh? About what?
Oh, yeah. So, he told us about Conria and the punishment of the gods. That's when we realized that those events were connected to the person we're searching for. Zhongli, you're a god. You've lived through thousands of years of history. Surely you experienced the incident?
I cannot say.
Why? You can't even give us a...
I understand.
You mean another past grievance?
It was signed before it all began. You two are friends to me. I can assure it brings me no pleasure to disappoint you.
Would you be ready to find out?
It appears you're There are many events of ages past. They have been eroded by time, but you are capable of finding. Those who come to witness will witness. If you take the same road as that person, there may be more.